Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, are you ready for another informative Why Would the Luau Would Not Buy This Mystery Box? Part 2. Or should I say, Volume 2. Or in reality, the second time I want to make one of these videos. Roll it. That's right, guys, back again with another Why the Luau Will Not Buy This Mystery Box. And this is the second video I've made like this. The first one was, well, I think it was an $1,100 or a $1,000 mystery box. This one is like $990 mystery box, right? Only 6 boxes. It's enticing. It entices someone like me who loves the big mystery boxes. However, looking at this one, I can't play in it. And I figured the nice thing about it is maybe I can take you along with me. So maybe when you look at mystery boxes, you can get into my psyche. You can see that makes sense. I can understand why you wouldn't do this. It makes no sense. Again, this is no knock on mystery box companies. It's no knock on HobbyDB. But this is sort of an adverse series of fair market value because I'm using fair market value to see why I will not play in this mystery box. Let's look why. So first off, let's get into it. It is from an incredible company, Boom Loot, right? And this is no knock on Boom Loot. You know, they're going to sell out on this mystery box. There's only 6 available. That's it, right? There's 6 available. And there's some incredible Funko Pops to it. Let's look at it. This is the Boom Loot Legendary Volume 92. It is a big drop. 6-box run. Favorite high-end variants, legendary vaulted exclusive 92. 3 to 4 pops, $990 a box. Lowest box value was $1,000. Highest box value was $2,200. And as of June 16th, only 6 boxes. You were limited to 1 for the first hour, right? But let's get into this box and why I will not play in it. Because I was enticing me. I'm like, man, I like it. And I was hoping I would get a great photo. I didn't get it. Not one that entices me. Now I'm going to tell you first right off the bat that Frankenberry, that's an incredible Funko Pop. I've never had it. I had the Boo Berry, got rid of it. Have the Frankenberry or the Count Chocula. I love it. I don't need the Frank, right? But PPG, that's a $990 Funko Pop. 501 First Clone Trooper, super rare. I think it's what, 400 piece, something like that. That is your big hit. That's like $1,900, almost $2,000 Funko Pop. Your Barbosa with Monkey, 1,000 piece Comic-Cons. You got 2 of those. PPG is $880 on that pop, right? So 1 of those per box. So right there, 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes right there. There's only 2 boxes left, right? You have the Leonardo. I think, PPG is like $500 on Leonardo. And then you got a Luna Lovegood, unknown what kind of sticker it is, a Ryu Chase, a Remy Chase, there's Bruce, there's some Freddy Funko, here's an Oswald, there's a Devil Freddy, you have the Grail Damian Targaryen, you have this Qui-Gon Jinn with the Star Wars exclusive sticker. I mean, that's a pretty nice one. Unmasked Captain America, not bad pops. Metallic Sully. But even the Metallic Sully, guys, PPG is $300. You're lucky to get $200 for it, right? But I don't want to just tell you about why. So first off, this is how I rationalize it. 6 boxes, you look at those possible combinations of looking at those pops that you see there. High end, right? You could get a $2,000 Funko Pop. I'm going to tell you now, you'd sit on that puppy. That puppy ain't going to sell. Not quickly. In fact, so much so there are no sales of that pop on eBay right now. But let's take you into it. Let's go look at the Frankenberry, right? $910 right now, PPG value. $910. You delve into the numbers of this Funko Pop, and let's take a look at it. 2 sales, at least HobbyDB sales, in the past year with an average of $950. Low 900, medium 950, high 1,000. 2 years ago, that went for $700, right? So, all right. So let's go into that one and let's take a look. What do we see? Well, here's one from May 19th, which sold for $750. Here's one, again, that's the whole set for $1,000. Pretty good deal, actually. And that's it. There's no other sales for it. So in reality, $750. So right there, you're taking about a $200, and some odd dollar hit from PPG to what fair market value really is. And it's not going to necessarily sell quickly, guys. I'm going to be quite honest with you. It's not. So $750, $990, that's almost a $240 hit you're going to lose right off the bat, not to mention not going to sell quickly. And you say, well, maybe there's some other ones that aren't sold listings. What are ones? I mean, there's one, $795. It ain't selling. And this is a rare pop. There's another one, $600. Now that's damaged still. Not moving. And there you go. There's not really much else. There's one for $900. If one ain't selling for $750, you ain't selling that. Look, here's one for $620. $620. 12 watchers. Not selling. So right off the bat, that going to be a kick in the bananas, right off the bat. So let's look at this. Here is Barbosa with Monkey. We have two of these in this mystery box, right? Two of these. $880 PPG. $880. Right? And you look at the fluctuation. At one time, this thing was outrageous. This thing was like $1,500 at one time, right? But look at there. They're showing two sales in the past 2 years. $873 is your average. Well, however, if you go to eBay last sold, the last one sold April 6th for $430. That is correct. You right then and there will lose 50% of that value. A major kick in the nuts. And not just one, but two boxes are going to have that one. So last sold $430, right? And there's ones that are listed that are not selling. But $430 right there, you're looking at about a $450 hit. $450 you would lose if you tried to sell that pop, and that's not taking eBay fees and everything like that. Just saying. Here's one May 4th. That one went for $609. Again, you're losing about $280 on that hit. Obviously that's a fake. There's someone trying to get $750 out of it. So right off the bat, you're in trouble, right? You're in trouble. You're losing money on those pops right off the bat. Now here's the Clone Trooper, 501st Clone Trooper, super Grail, not $1,980. One sold in the past 30 days for $19, which dropped it down. It was over $2,000. It shows some sales there, and you can see where it's climbed. So I mean, are you going to sell? There are no recent sales on eBay. So are you going to sell this thing easily? Absolutely not. Not many people are buying a Trooper at that kind of price. You're going to sit on it and have to wait for the right buyer, the right circumstance. And that's just what that is. That's a tough one. You look back at the fixtures, right? So right away, two Barbosas, $880. Maybe you only lose $250. Maybe the most you could lose $450. Right? You're losing. The 501st Trooper, God knows if you sit on that, how long it's going to be. Right? Tough sell. Frankenberry, you could lose $200. You could lose more on that. And again, not going to sell quickly. Leonardo, PPG is $500. You're seeing some sales, and again, not many sales on that one, in more of the $400 range, right? The Sullies, PPG, $300. Sales reality, about $200. So $100 lost there. You could lose $100 on each one of those. So right off the bat, you're seeing, there is nothing but losing money on this stuff. It's a very tough box in that respect, right? Because here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. More than likely, who knows how it goes, right? I mean, every box, you're the big hits, you're taking a Kaneki and the Hitties, you know. You're a couple $100 here for the unmasked Captain America. I don't know what PPG is, but, you know, reality, you're selling sell that about $200. I mean, this Freddy Devil used to be big. That's dropped. The Damian Targaryen. Okay, it's the Grail. You know. So, I mean, you look at Damian Targaryen. I mean, $390. You're probably going to get about $390. It's just not a lot of sales. So, you know, more than likely, you know, you could sell that one. Okay. But, I mean, that is why right off the bat, this box does not interest me. Because, yeah, okay, I spend $990, I get a $1,900 Grail, leaves me a lot of playroom in money, but you're going to sit on it. It's going to sit. Each one of these Barbosas, as cool as the Funko Pop is, 880 PPG is way off. Way off. You know, at best, you're $250 off. More reality, you're probably into the $300 to $325 off. Sully. $100 difference there. Now, granted, this at one time was a big time pop. This was like $500-$600 at one time. Not now. Your Leonardo, is desirable as it very well may be, it does not live up to the PPG value. You know, Kobe. So there you look at. I mean, let's look at Kobe real quick, right? Because there's two Kobe Bryants. Number 24 in the purple jersey. It's got the Pop Life sticker, which some have, some don't. So, I mean, you look at Hobby DB right now, the purple Kobe, $220. That's what it is, $220, right? $220. On eBay, that's not really the story, you know? There's one, $120 best offer. That was slightly damaged. Is this fake? Is it not? You know, it's a tough pop to say. Here's a PSA one, best offer. Here's one that went for $90. Again, these aren't selling either, guys. There's $128, so you're already losing $100 on Kobe. More than likely, you know, because people aren't getting PPG for it. You know, $199, no go. Just saying, you know, ain't really there for Kobe. You know, there was a 200, but that's few and far between. There's 129, you know, 130. About what you're going to get for Kobe, maybe 150. You know, so it just goes to show you, I mean, this box, whereas it's a great dollar amount, right? Low box run, high dollar amount, Grails. The problem is your Grails are tough Grails, right? And tough Grails that every single one on PPG is majority of a loser. Leonardo, loser. Frankenberry, you know, $100 you could lose. Frankenberry, 200 plus you could lose. 401 Trooper, unknown, right? Unknown. I have no idea. You're just going to sit on it a long time. Barbosa, 250 to, you know, at even worse, over 50% loss. You could lose $450 on that thing. Sully, $100 loss. Kobe, about $100 loss. Damian, you break even, right? And this Freddy, the other ones, I mean, who knows? You're going to lose a little bit, I think. Yeah. So, guys, there it is. I mean, that is why, as great as that mystery box is, low box run, high dollar amount, it's a box that I couldn't play in because you are going to lose money. Or you're going to sit on something for quite a long time. That's the story of that mystery box. That's why the Luau won't play in it. And again, it's no knock on Boom Loot. I mean, they're going off PPG. And I think this is a great video to show you how off PPG is on some items, right? Tremendously off. That Barbosa is fanatically off, right? I don't know. I mean, this is just to give you an opportunity to get into my psyche, why I would play in a mystery box, why I would not play in a mystery box. You know, hopefully you can see that. Hopefully you can learn and, you know, if you want to play in mystery boxes, think like this. Think how many boxes it's going to be, how many pops is going to be in that box, your value, and definitely a photo of what's in there, because without the photo, you're playing blind, right? You're playing blind, and that's tough. That's tough. You know, you get the photo, you can do your research just like I did before this box even releases. I'm making this video, this box isn't even released yet. So, again, hopefully it helps you out. Volume 2, and who knows, we may make more. You just never know. There's not a lot of mystery boxes out there. a lot of times they're good mystery boxes. You know, they're worth taking a risk on because, you know, but when you get in these big-time Grail mystery boxes, things can go horribly awry, like you saw in this. Again, no knock to anyone who bought this mystery box or the company or even HobbyDB. It's just what it is. Take it for the value that I showed you. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, guys, and you enjoy this series of why the Luau will not buy a mystery box. And message down below. I love reading it. Till next time, I'm the Luau. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you again on the next one.